airport, ready to go to Zambia. Lots of things. Meeting up to run a workshop with Bats Without Borders and Bat Conservation Africa. So it's snowing here, but I bet it's not in Zambia. Hello, we've arrived at Lusaka. I'm the last one here. Just trying to show you where we are at the moment. This is a friend's farm, and we're spending the night here, and then we're going to set up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to Kasanka National Park. Right, we're just about to set off. We have a fleet of vehicles already packed. Ta-da! Lots of bat detectors, lots of bat people, lots of people called Paul, we'll introduce you to in a minute. And we have lunch, and that's all we need. 8-hour direct journey, here we come.
So we're here at Kasanka National Park doing some training in ecology and conservation because of the site is really important for straw-coloured fruit bats. And we're working with myself, Rachel, from Bats Without Borders, and 3 Pauls. So we have Paul Bates, who's from the Harrison Institute, Paul Howden-Leach from Wildlife Acoustics, and Paul Wabala, who's based in Kenya and is the chair of Bat Conservation Africa. We've got 18 participants, and they range from guides, we have some scouts, we've got community members, and we also have the education team here who have young people coming into the park, but also they go out into the community to talk about the importance of bats and why we should be conserving them.
Hello, I'm Paul from Wildlife Acoustics. It's my second visit out here in Africa. First one was in Kenya. It was doing an education program for students. Everybody was kind of on the same sort of level, knew a lot about bats. This is a really interesting project here because it's teaching rangers, scouts, local communities and education leaders, and it's kind of teaching the people that will go on to teach other people. I think it's a wonderful project.
Paul, could you go with the guides? Yeah.
Excellent. And every single time you move, you get a... Oh, but can you tell where the bats are?
So ndati ututuma machine wakwete tu picking ama sounds aya tune atshingani babo mwe na ngobachula na tuma bat.
I like that recognition. Okay, it's 6:30 in the morning at Kasanka National Park. We've just done our first bat walk last night, which went very well. Couldn't get the bat detectors off people, which was a good sign. Got eaten alive by red ants, but apart from that, it's all good fun really. So I'm going for a little walk. It's very early. We can't have showers until 8 o'clock. Someone's switched that cicada off.
My name is Paul Wabala. I'm from Matamara University in Kenya. I'm also the current chair of BCA, Bat Conservation in Africa. It was really important to come over here and experience it differently. There were different groups we've had. I've never had this kind of training before, but it's an eye-opener in terms of training people with grassroots knowledge about bats or no knowledge at all.
Page. That part we are looking for. You can have a lot of material that you can distribute into schools. It will be very easy for me when I'm going around. It's very easy to educate because people have already information. So just go through. It's very easy. I can easily tackle.
Lovely, dense kind of vegetation here. So putting the nets out, the bats just fly straight into it at night.
Perfect.
So don't just go in a soybean field and then put your trap. It's so open. So you look for areas like roads, narrow roads, areas like forest trails and hub traps are very good for those narrow forest trails.
Yes, my name's Higalin Munsaka, working as the Environmental Education Officer for Kasanka Trustee, based at the Conservation Center.
Fantastic. And how do you think this training is going to benefit you in the future? How will you use what you've learned on this course?
Being a man with you is always interacting with the community. This is quite a beneficial thing because most of the time I'm interacting with the community and schools which are surrounding Kasanka National Park. So from what I've learned, I have to go now around these schools to educate young ones and old ones so that you see people have misconception on birds and other things. So I'll make sure that those misconception and myth which they have on birds, I'm going to educate them. And you see, from the workshop that we have people from the community. So I have to work with these people so that they can make sure that they educate these people from the community where they are coming from, so that they can have clear picture and clear information so that we can save birds for a better tomorrow.
I think we've got a hole in the roof. Okay, it's hammering down with rain, so we cancelled the back walk. We've got David Asper in the background, and we decided to have a beer instead. I think that's probably fair enough, isn't it? Is it? Sorry. We're day 3.
Day 3.
What time?
6:45. No,
Six-
it's not. It's 5:45. 5:45.
What are we doing?
We're heading off on a morning drive to show Paul the Eidolon Halvum viewing platforms, and
What?
hopefully to see some Sitatonga.
I'm working hard, really hard.
How's your first Zambian safari driving going?
It's really good. I don't care if I don't see anything. It's just such fun. Hold on. Okay, so Rachel's taken to me a truly awful place. Awful. You're driving because it's got hard. I got us up here, but I can't get us back. Go! Relax. That was Tsetse Fly hell. I feel really sorry. We've just visited the BBC Hyde, and I feel really sorry for the BBC.
So we're just going to have an interview with Brighton, who's one of the guides here at Kasanka National Park. Do you think you're going to use what you've learnt on this course in the future?
Well, because I've joined in the industry of guiding, it is easier to explain and spread this information to everyone as visitors, especially on the tourist basis. I'm now able to explain, and I can help to understand more about this ecosystem in this habitat, because I'm now able to differentiate which one is the fruit bats and which one is the insect bats. This is my main interest. Biologically, I'm able to understand the habitat in general.
Okay, this is Lamek, who's been helping us out with some of the translation on the course, and here he's teaching the local school kids about the different types of bats and how they echolocate. Lots of information as well. He's doing a good job.
My name is Ruston Mukampora. I'm a guide at Kasanka National Park, and I've been guiding for some years now. including guiding on the bats, which we get here, the straw-colored fruit bats.
So how are you finding the course so far?
The course so far is a very useful stepping stone for me because I only knew one species of bats. I was only always concentrating on one species of bats, which is the straw-colored bats, which always migrates to Kasanka every year. And now I've learned how to switch into other species of bats. I used to see some bats around, but every time I see a small bat, I was just like, insectivore bat, I forget about it. I never got interested to other small bats, but now, from what I've learned a lot. It's a stepping stone. I'm going to take it to get more involved into other bats.
Insect fragments there.
Okay, so what we're doing here is that we're taking the students on a fake bat walk. We're doing it in the daytime rather than at night. And Rachel here's, we found a roost and Rachel here's showing some feeder remains and some droppings.
Right. But yeah, so you can. But people love to see that, so you can actually.
Guano crushing.
So we're just going to have some interviews with these scouts who have been on our bat course, and we want to find out first of all from you guys how you're benefiting from this course. What are you learning?
We are getting the knowledge so that we can teach the guests.
Yeah. Even those who are interested.
Yeah, and have you learned new things today, or did you this week, or did you know a lot of this information already?
I think we have improved.
We have improved. We have learned more about this information, this knowledge, so that we go and educate even the people in our villages, even the clients, how to handle them when they come in this area.
Excellent. So how many bats are there in Zambia?
75.
Excellent. And how many families do you have here in Zambia?
It's 9. We have 9.
Fantastic. Excellent.
All I can say is our work here is done.
Indeed, our work is definitely done. So this is day 3 of our training here at Kasanka National Park, where we've been working with the education team, community members, scouts and the guides, and we've been inundated with questions, so much enthusiasm and energy, and we're actually waiting for the 3 different groups to lead us on a bat walk tonight to see how they're doing.
From there, where we are from, it is a closed place. We had no bat, but here, because there are some ants, there are some insects like on the open area. That's why we have managed to find one bat. Yes, but so that's why even bats are coming here, because there are many insects here.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Geraldine Taylor. I work at Kasanka National Park. Kasanka is home to the largest mammal migration on Earth. We have the straw-colored fruit bat that visits Kasanka annually to feed on the surrounding fruits. We also have about 473 species of birds, so we have lots and lots of birds in the park. We've got sitatunga, puku, elephant buffalo, and lots of weird and wonderful creatures in Kasanka. So come and visit Kasanka.
No, it's our wine. We wanted to thank everybody who's been involved in allowing this to happen. It's been in the making since 2016 to try and bring this together. So we'd really like to thank Paul Howden-Leach from Wildlife Acoustics for preparing presentations and for being here. For Paul Wabala from Bat Conservation Africa, he's the chair of our organisation. And Paul Bates, who's from the Harrison Institute. But a huge thank you has to go to the Rufford Foundation, because without their support, this project would not have been possible without their very generous funding.
Thank you, Rufford Foundation. Thank you, Wildlife Acoustics. Thank you, Birds Without Borders. Thank you, Birds Conservation Africa.